Hey guys, Rombo here for PXT2. It's been kind of a crazy last few days, that's for sure. But with the newer ticker, things can get to be pretty wild. Never fails. As soon as I start a video, I get texts. Um, so this has been pretty crazy. Some things a little unpredictable. We had this wedge set up from very very strong support and resistance trend lines. This is kind of maybe a little bit of an ascending wedge, but it's more of a just a straight up equal wedge, which usually is what they call a continuing wedge. For the most part, 78% of the time it goes to the upside, and that's what it did. It broke to the upside, and like what I put in my previous uh, picture that I put up there. Usually, when it breaks, it wants to come back down to the point, and then it continues on upward. Um, uh, Here we had kind of like before. Here's a descending wedge right here, right? And when came up, down, and this is a little late. I expected it to break right here. It's usually around 2/3 of the way through. Then you get your predicted break to the upside. Um, I'm gonna change my colors here. So when it came down with this pattern right here, I was expecting probably a breakout right here where I thought then where it was really going to go up, but that didn't happen. Very odd that didn't happen, and it came back in the wedge, and then it broke support. Uh, Very very odd action here, but that's what it did. It is trying to recapture it now, but this is kind of new territory for me. I don't see action like this too often. No, it's not just because this is crypto or anything. It's just it does happen, but it's odd. It usually puts you in a position where you really don't know what's going to happen. I mean, here was somewhat of what they call a descending wedge, which is bullish. And right here, I thought I was going to break through right here, which would continue, this wedge pattern right here to be bullish. But that didn't happen. So right now, all I could do is pretty much, just look at the last trends. Right here, this is slightly down. Wedge, which means that 78% of the time it breaks away from where the wedge is pointing, which again would be a bullish pattern. Um, but the last bullish pattern worked. The overall big pattern didn't work so far, um, and maybe this time we'll break to the upside. Uh, we'll probably get a better idea of what's going on here in the next couple of days when we break this right here on the 17th. So for right now, it's just kind of buckle up and hold on to your butts and see what happens. As long as if we could somehow recapture this, it would make me feel better. But because of that, that low right here, then we're talking pretty much looking at horizontal support and resistance. This is my overall my buy area. This would be a sell area if you want. Me personally, I'm pretty aggressive. I'm gonna wait for quite a big break to the upside before I even think about selling anything. But that's just me. Um, Not a financial advisor. Blah blah blah. I'm just an old man and upstairs in a dark room looking at three monitors. So take that for what it's worth. But Overall, it's been following patterns quite nicely up until this kind of bizarre scenario right here. Um, so I guess the latest thing did not want to do that. Where was that? Right there. Um, I guess the last thing really to look at would be the last few. Um, we have this downtrend right here that is holding to, and if we would want, we could start a trend right here, but that kind of goes against my rules as far as that's concerned. So maybe just looking at this pattern right here, which is again still slightly to the downside. So I really the only other scenario, the major thing for me now that I'm really looking at is this downward uh, what trend line. Not even looking at this one right here, just this one right here. I want to see it break. It peaked above it. I would like to see it break above that, um, or it could break and maybe come down here and come to the upside. But this is kind of really a secondary. This is the major one, and it did breach it a couple times here. So something's going on here. Something's going to give pretty soon. Next couple days, we should kind of get an idea whether we're coming back down and maybe testing the horizontal support. At 18 to 20, somewhere around there, or we'll be going back into the buy zone here, or we could be consolidating. Um, that basically tells you it's either going up, down, or sideways, which is true. I'm just trying to give out all the scenarios. Me personally, uh, I still see higher highs right here, even though the overall high is back here. But higher highs, and then now here we have higher lows, but now we set in a lower low right here. So just usually that kind of pattern is just a big consolidation still. So hip hip hurrah for going up, and don't talk yourself out of the ledge if it comes down to the 20s. We got a long race ahead of us yet. So, but with that said, I talked long enough. That's what I have for the week. Um, and I hope you guys have a good one. Take care.